Yo, it's me, Manga Master Menz, and welcome back to Drawing with Manga Master Menz. And today on this episode, which is going to be the second episode, we're going to be drawing. Just gotta make sure I'm just drawing on one sheet. We're going to be drawing Wang from Power Stone, which. Give me 1 second. Honestly, it's quite fitting, just because like the the 25th anniversary of the Sega Dreamcast was yesterday. I actually recorded some gameplay footage of Power Stone 2. I actually don't have a copy of Power Stone 1, at least not yet. But I do want to get that game so I can kind of add it to my Dreamcast collection. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm gonna actually break this out just a little bit. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get this drawing started. But yeah, I want to get that just because it's like, I love the first game. I do think even if I were to get the first game, I still think I would enjoy the first one a bit more just because it's so chaotic with like the 4-player competition. And like the first game is really just kind of focused on being I mean, it's an arena fighter, but it's very focused on being a one-on-one, you know, uh, bout and stuff, which is still cool. Like, I mean, obviously they do it in a way that's unique, that the game is still, considered memorable. But yeah, I actually use Wang Tang a good bit. I will say, I think right now he definitely would go as far as maybe being my favorite character to use, but I think it's partly because it's like, okay, like his super form is very like Dragon Ball Z-esque, so it's like I'm a sucker for that. But I like using him. I like using I think it's actually pronounced Axel. I would always kind of say, oh, Axel, but it's like no, I'm pretty sure it's Axel. I like using him. Axel. Pete is pretty good too. And now since I've unlocked actually I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a bit of his hair. But yeah, now since I've unlocked uh uh Pride and Mel, like I haven't used them too crazy much, but good lord, are they just tons of fun to use. Pride simply because like he is honestly like a even more um OP version of Falcon. Um but Mel is just hilarious to use just because her finisher is literally just throwing bags of money at or one of her finishers or special moves, I would say, not finishers, because it's like it doesn't always guarantee um KO and whatever, at least not within one use. Um but might need to tweak a little bit of this. Definitely going to be some areas I'm going to be erasing to alter here and there. But yeah, both those characters are really fun to use. But yeah, just I've been playing that a lot, and I definitely would love to get the the first game, just because like I've never actually have had the chance to play it, and it looks a lot of fun. Also, just like the graphics for it are far more detailed than ooh, than the second game. You know, because it doesn't have as many characters on screen. So it's like it can really like maximize like the Dreamcast power. All right. Okay, there we go. Now I can kind of go ahead and just start off these circles for his hair. Alright, let me grab my kneaded eraser real quick. Erase the guideline circle. I think the other cool thing about drawing him is the fact that it's like, I'm pretty sure not many people, um, not many people tend to draw him just because, like, I would say Power Stone's a pretty decently known Capcom series. If you're someone who like is I guess like a excuse me 90s kid or whatever, or what or just someone who obviously played games from Capcom from that era. Yeah, gotta make sure this is good and gone. All right. But yeah, like if you play like games from that era, then it's like it. But I mean, yeah, obviously, like you see more people like drawing like Street Fighter and things like that. So I feel like this is kind of like like a good way to just stand out and stuff, because it's like, okay, like not too many people have gone out of the way, at least as far as I know. I could be wrong. To go ahead and draw any. Draw any of the Power Stone characters. And honestly, another thing about, I guess, like that particular franchise is like, I know like the anime is not held in high regard, but right now I'm watching it in Japanese, and I've seen the entirety of it in English, and stuff, and yeah, honestly, like it's just like it's not the greatest thing ever, but it's like it's still such. I guess it's just a fun. I don't know, it's a fun series, especially like watching watching it in Japanese. I think also makes it a bit better. Not that like I am a huge sub over dub person. Honestly, for me, it is very circumstantial. It's very like kind of like, okay, like by the show. Like if I personally feel like, okay, like yeah, like I like that, I like the dub, or prefer the dub over the sub, or the sub over the dub. But I think in this case, like the sub, although granted, like right now as I'm watching it, there are no subtitles, so it's kind of like I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, just going off of like the few Japanese words I can recognize. And then going off the fact that like I've seen the series in English already. So it's like I have like a bit of small context as to what is going on. Um but that's pretty much about it. In terms of knowing what's going on. But other than that, like it's still very fun and enjoyable. Okay, I gotta break this down more into shapes. Okay. Make sure there's a good curve to this. Kind of just draw this as almost like a cylinder shape there. And that'll kind of help. With drawing the forearm. And instead of just going purely off of that. Okay. Alright. But I guess for anyone that is a fan of Power Stone or anyone who's played Power Stone, I would love to know what was your favorite character to use? If you've seen the anime for Power Stone, what's your opinion on it? If you and also I would also love to know if say for instance if Capcom ever could bring Power Stone back and make a third one, what would you want to see them do in terms of the game? I would love to see comments like that in the comment section for anyone who has played Power Stone and stuff. I would love to get your opinion. Alright, so we got that going. And of course, we're not going to add too many fine details and stuff because if we need to change anything, well, we want it to be very much tweakable. I'm going to move this slightly in and erase this line here. There we go. Alright, at least before we potentially end this first part of the episode, let's at least get his eyes going. I'm just gonna erase this here. I actually have drawn Wang Tang before, but when I did it with it was just a straight up Sharpie drawing because I think I was at my local mall and I was just doing Sharpie drawing so I can kind of garner some attention for like my table that I was drawing at, and I was just like, all right, well, like I had drawn like some of my own characters, which definitely got people to look, but then I was like, well, like let me draw some other characters. So I know I drew, Teen Gohan with Sharpie and stuff like that, and whatever, and I think also like Goku. But I was like, all right, let me also like, kind of like almost like challenge myself and like draw someone I haven't drawn before. So I drew him with Sharpie, and it came out pretty decent. If anything, I mean, maybe at some point I'll show how the drawing came out. I think the only thing I disliked about it was I think when I was like doing the inside of the eye, like because I was using Sharpie, like I kind of like darkened it up a little bit too much, so I was like, dang it. And there wasn't really too much at that point that I could do to fix it. But overall, I still enjoyed how it came out. All right. Okay. So we got Wang Tang's face, although I think a bit of the problem I'm seeing is like it's a bit too scrunched. Alright. Yeah. His facial features just seemed a bit crowded by his hairline. A bit too close. Alright. And I think the other thing I need to tweak, I gotta erase this again, just a smidge, is his sideburn actually is not incredibly long. So I need to shrink that a little bit. I'm gonna have to use a better eraser on the next episode, or the next part of this episode. Also, okay, there's something else I could tweak. Alright, I guess this is going on a little further than I, want. But, just want to make some tweaks here and there. Let me see if I can grab a better eraser. Because my kneaded eraser is not doing it for me right now. Alright, this is not the largest eraser, but hey, if you know what you're doing, you can make it work. be nice and gentle. Alright, all cleaned up. Alright, that's a bit better. Adjust this a tiny tad. Yeah, his face was a little too thin. Alright, that seems a bit better. Okay. And then of course we'll keep on tweaking and adjusting on the next part of the second episode. But for anyone that watches, I greatly appreciate the views, and obviously any support that you guys show on my art channel. If you like the video, like I said, please go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe to me here on my art channel. Also check out my my gaming channel, which is Manga Master Menz Gaming. Like I said, I have gameplay footage of me playing Power Stone 2, as well as other bits of games that I've played. And then of course, check out the Facebook page for my manga that I'm creating called Maximus Boy. You can find that by using the Linktree link that's going to be in the description below. And you can also check out my online store, my big cartel store, that's going to take you to the place that you can buy prints of my artwork, as well as, if you're interested, you know, if you're interested, you can also get a digital version of the first chapter to my manga, as well as the physical version, because that's on the way as well. And then of course, check out and support my manga on the Facebook page for it, which is called Maximus Boy, if you just also want to check by searching. Thank you all for any support shown. It's greatly appreciated. Till next time, peace.